Good morning again, everybody. What we're going to be doing this time, and it's going to be tricky. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're going to be trying to collect this straw using Courseplay, and with any luck, delivering it to a storage building, a hayloft, the placeable that comes from the game. And with luck, we'll be able to dump it into one of three, and as each one fills up, it'll move on to the next. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Honestly, I kind of have my doubts, but we're going to give it a shot. So the first thing I want to do, we need to record a course to actually deliver it. Up in the kind of center right of the top of the screen, you can see where we're heading. So normally they say to go to your start point for collecting straw and hay. I was at the wrong start point. We can actually do that. I had it backwards. I was getting ready to start at the wrong end of the map. Our start point is actually here. You can see I had a little mishap there. So what we're going to do, this is where we started our harvesting, and we're going to use the same course from our harvester as we did for our loading wagon, to actually collect the straw. So, but first we need to get a course to unload. We need to be in fieldwork mode, I believe. We're going to start recording, and we're going to get 3 waypoints, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to run along here. Actually, I want to start this over. I went in the wrong way. I try to keep everything flowing the same direction, and I wasn't watching where I was going actually. So let's start this over. Save 3, go in here. I'm actually going to go around this tip point because it's not going to accept it. We're going to run behind here because this is where our tip points are, and I'm just going to go across each one. I'm hoping that it will pick up all 3. And then we'll go back. I should have swung that a little wider, but I can fix that later. And we can just stop our course anywhere up here. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and save that. I forget what field we're on. F11, okay. F11, straw to hayloft. Turn back around here. Just for grins, I want to pick up a little bit here. Not much. That'll work. We're going to try and drive this from our first waypoint. Don't know why it turned the pickup back on, but it did. Maybe because it wasn't full. Eventually we'll have 2 courses loaded in here. This is going to be the second course. No. That did not work. Let us try something else. Anyway, we've got this one saved. That little bit, I'm a little anal about some of that stuff. So we're going to close this. We're going to open and load F11 harvester. And then we're also going to load the course we just created, straw to hayloft. So 2 combined courses. Back up. Lights back on. We're going to drive course starting at our first waypoint. I really have no idea if this is going to work or not. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, it's going to back up. Good. I'll speed things up a little bit. We should fill up here in a minute. We should head back to our starting point. This is the part, tip trigger reach, good. But it's not, oh, okay, the first one was full, good, and it hit the second. Outstanding. That is exactly what I wanted to happen. Now it should turn around and go back and pick up where it left off. Sorry about those pauses there. Like I said, it's the save point, the autosave. And with this developer version of Courseplay, I've had too many instances of things going wrong and crashing. I just want to make sure I don't lose my livestock or tractors or whatever. At some point it should turn around. There we go. I'm just going to sit here and watch this for a few minutes. Kind of proud of my work. let it run one more course just to make sure. I think the problem I want to run into is I want to run out of space for us to store the straw. Likes to make these wide sweeping turns. So does the game AI, so. But the one thing that this will do that the game AI won't is it will not, should not run into too many trees or anything like that on other fields. So I'm pleased. It didn't work the way I thought it would the first time, but combining the two courses and having a full trailer for it to tip, it works really, really well. I think what I want to do is I'm going to, when this is done, I'm going to upload this to YouTube as sort of a tutorial of sorts. Obviously not my best work and not the best tutorial out there, but that's okay. The other thing I can do, once I get these buildings full, we do have the sell point, so we can take our excess straw and go ahead and sell it, but that'll require a different course, of course, but that's not a big deal now. One word of warning though, I have definitely found that if you're going to use the developer version of Courseplay, definitely don't use any modded equipment or structures. These haylofts are basically, they came from Giants, so it does work with these, but I found like the biogas plant, or not biogas, the biodiesel plant. Yeah, farm silo is full, continuing to next silo. The biodiesel plant, it would actually crash the game. And of course it autosaves again. I wish there was a way to adjust that timer. No more capacity, going to the next one, or not. Okay, so we'll probably have to do it on its next pass. I already had some straw in, I think, both of those, so. It'll fill up pretty quick here and we'll figure out exactly if it'll do all three. It should. It did the second. So this pass, which is not the most efficient way to do it, but this next pass it should hit the third silo and If it does that, I'll be really, really happy. Oh, sorry about the mic bump. And note, your silos don't have to be right next to each other like mine are. They can actually be, I mean, you could set a course if you wanted to drive all over the map and hit different silos. I've got 2 more up by the spin ring, but I'm not going to try those because they're a really tight fit and I only want to load those manually. I think my tractors will more than likely and just end up getting stuck because I put them too close to a building. Once I get those emptied, I will probably delete those and move them to a different spot. I can do. Increase our field speed, speed things up a little bit. Now I could probably go over that and it would just skip right past it because straw's not accepted. But I didn't feel like taking a chance at this point. I just wanted to make sure that this part right here worked. Tip trigger reached. It's not telling us that the silo is full. And it hit the 3rd one. Excellent. So now we know. You can hit multiple tip points, no problem whatsoever, and it will unload as you go. So, with that said, I'm now going to pause this and end this stream. My controller just turned off. And upload this to YouTube so that hopefully somebody else can learn from it. I might create an actual tutorial at some point, but I think this will serve for the time being.